So, as some of you may know, I am a lover of tea, of fine tea, Chinese tea, and I drink tea in these beautiful little cups. And here's some tea, just as an example. This is pu'er tea, and one of the disciplines I'm learning is that sometimes I like to take tea when I go out. So, if I go out for a walk or I go doing tasks in the day, sometimes I take a thermos of tea with me, of this beautifully prepared tea. And I always take 2 cups. And this is something I've kind of learned over time. Because when you have tea, it's a symbol of openness. And there's a wonderful thing about you can drink tea as a cultivation, as a personal cultivation of the contemplative practice with mindfulness and awareness, and devote your drinking to your inner cultivation, which is a wonderful way of beginning with tea and your journey with tea, because it is a contemplative practice. And then you can also extend that out to sharing it with others, and this then becomes a metaphor for life, for sharing your heart with others, for sharing your gifts, for sharing your authenticity, whatever's coming through you, with others. That can sometimes also be your pain, if it's shared in a way that where someone is interested in hearing some authentic feelings. So take 2 cups whenever you go out. That's my message of the day. Take 2 cups, not just one. Keep the one for your own practice, but take 2 cups, because then there's an openness in you to, at any point, life may bring you a potential new friend, because there's all kinds of ways in which life will try and engage us. And if we are learning the art of contemplation, then we're learning how to pause and listen to life. So when something comes towards us, something unexpected, might be a person, might be a creature, might be a change of plan, as we're moving on our kind of trajectory through the day, and then suddenly a curveball comes, there's a moment for a pause where you may find yourself in a gap, or you may find yourself like stopped in your tracks by something or someone. That is a pause. That is an in-breath. That is potential for a cup of tea with something or someone. Hope you see what I'm saying. This isn't literal. This is like, it's an opening. Take out the second cup. Pour that tea for both of you. And then sit down and say, hello. What's this new experience that's come in? What might it bring? It's unexpected. What gifts might come with it? Take time to explore it and savor it and be gentle and open. And that's how we let life in. And that's how life then starts to do magic with us, when we're open to it. But we have to have enough of a sense of core stability inside us that we're open to responding to life in that way, to the unexpected. And we allow life to choreograph our destiny, rather than being the one that is doing all the hard work. I'm going to do this today. I'm going to achieve this. That might be a strategy for success in the outer world, but it isn't a strategy for success in your inner life. Your inner life has to be open to the ebbs and flows of fate, of Dharma, so that as life comes to you and offers you something, you need to give that something your time, even a little bit of time. It's like those people in the street, There's people with clipboards. They always have something like, and you're in a rush and you want to get somewhere, and you can see them, and you're like, all right, we'll move to the other side of the street so I don't have to kind of look them in the eye. What you could do is look them in the eye, kind of offer them a moment of just recognition, go, thanks, I'm really, today I can't talk to you. One day I might, but today I can't. But you just acknowledge them, validate them. And in that moment, you've opened to life instead of closing to life. But you've also kept kept to what is correct for you. And one day you may also just slide to a pause and just go, well, I don't think I'm interested in what they are offering, but maybe I have a spare couple of minutes just to give them the gift of someone listening. You get to say, look, I'm going to give you 2 minutes. Tell me what you want in 2 minutes. And you're not there for the thing necessarily, probably not. But just give them the 2 minutes anyway. And that can be a magical thing. So 2 cups wherever you go. And then you create an opening in your aura, and that will open more and more and more. And life will keep bringing you friends, all kinds of new friends. And those friends will open up connections and fractal lines to all kinds of possibilities and miracles that you otherwise would have been missing. So practice this art of tea, and whenever you go out, remember to take a second cup.